we're going to move on to the battle of the opening pairs because I think with these two solid opening pairs, we've seen from Prithvi and Shikhar, I mean, we've seen it in the first installment of the tournament. They've absolutely been on fire then. Maybe not as much in the last couple of games, and Prithvi also sat a couple out, I think. But with Faf and Ruturaj, I mean, that's amazing. Michael, you've got one kind of youth, new, not yet international on the cusp. You've got one guy, been there, done that, South African. They couldn't be more diverse when you think of personalities of putting a pair together, but yet they complement each other so fantastically and are doing such a wonderful job for Chennai.
Yeah, I always think a really good combination. I mean, the ideal combination is where you get two players that have played together for a long period of time and they just grow into this incredible partnership. But if you don't have that, to have someone senior and then a younger player kind of looking at the senior pro in terms of mindset. So Faf du Plessis is such a strong mental player. You know, he's good in the mind. He reads situations brilliantly. He's a good runner between the wickets. And I think for the young lad to be at the other end, just watching that and just seeing the way that he goes about his business, talking to him all the time, I think that's a really good combination. I would expect Ashwin to bowl early to this pair. You know, I think Delhi will use Ashwin quite early to this, but that's certainly what I would do. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with that because Ashwin's such a good bowler, very smart and clever. But I do like if you can't have that kind of stability of two players who've grown up together, playing together, you know, as a partnership, having a senior pro and if you like a junior pro together, I think that's a really good combination.
And which is what we're seeing with Shikhar and Prithvi, right? I mean, if you were to see, I'm sure, Harsha, you've seen some of their videos on social media with both of them dancing and having fun. They literally look like an older, younger version of each other, which is what Michael is talking about.
And Shikhar's part philosopher, part opening batsman these days, as you know, from the way he talks, what he's doing. So I think he's very good because Prithvi just needs that calming influence on him and just point out to him new peaks that his talent can take him to, but which he may not have spotted yet because he can be a little erratic sometimes. So there's the big brother, small younger brother combination there, much like you're seeing in Chennai. I mean, Ruturaj talks openly about the influence that Faf and the others have had on him being in that. By the way, Ruturaj Gaikwad hasn't been dismissed once in the power play since coming to the UAE. Not once.
Yeah, and also the number of records that he broke in that previous innings. I think we've got a list of the number of records that he broke. There you go. 900 by a Chennai batsman in this tournament. Youngest to score a ton from Chennai. So he's 24 in 244 days. 700 versus Rajasthan. Third for Chennai batsman versus Rajasthan after Vijay and Watson. So these were the records against Rajasthan. Yeah.
Because for Chennai, anyone who scores 100 will be the youngest.
I think he's the only person in his 20s to score a century for Chennai. That may be the record as well, if you have a look at it. But are you in agreement with Michael? You get Ashwin to bowl up front against these two, try to break them up?
It's just that Ashwin will do something different. I don't know if the tendency would be to say, okay, let's try out genuine pace. Let's go with Nokia and the others up front. But at some point, yes, they will. But that fellow, that Ruturaj Gaikwad, he hit 108 meter six the other day. He hit 103 meter six the other day as well. So with the off spinner bowling, the two of them might just latch on to him. But as Ashwin often says, Ashwin's favorite expression is, even if you're an off spinner, you must challenge both edges of the bat. So he will get that ball to go away. And Ashwin likes a challenge. So it'll make for a really interesting contest up front.